Hey guys, and welcome back to No More Heroes. We've been making steady progress with the game, mowing down people, if you will, but the time has finally come where the money crunch is upon us, and we have to go do some, assassination gigs in order to rake in some moolah, some scratch, some dinero, if you will. So, Richie, where are we heading first?
So basically we are heading to K Entertainment to get the one assassination gig that I am going to show off in the main body of the playthrough.
Okay.
Because after, it's like rank 4, there's a particular one that unlocks, and that basically became my go-to for all assassination gigs, because it's the quickest one to get to, complete, and then get back for the amount of money that you get.
Wow, I would have found an assassination gig that paid out quite well, but was also sort of easy. You know, just beat the system, if you will.
Well, that's basically what this is. You get something like 80,000 LB dollars per go, and you get it done in 15 seconds.
Marvellously rendered soap back there on the thing, by the way.
You know, I'm really glad that Amazon now exists, so Travis can make his wish list for pornographic videos even longer than ever before. Can you, do you know the limit on those? That's unlimited on that site.
Who goes to Amazon for porn?
That's true, there's so much better places you can go for pornography.
Such as?
Not gonna answer that, are you?
Thought that statement was
I'm waiting for you guys to give me suggestions.
Mexi, how did you handle the whole needing to get money in No More Heroes thing, mate?
I played minigames. I did lots of minigames, and then I ran around the map finding just the random assassin fight thingies, because the combat in this game is so mindless that I could just do fights for 2 hours straight and not even give a fuck.
Well, you know, I've always said, you can basically determine how good an action RPG or just an action game is on how fun the grinding is. So if we were to look at the combat, getting money over and over, killing people over and over as grinding, on the scale of 1 to 10, how much would you rate the fun factor of No More Heroes?
Ooh. Okay, so the first one... 7, 8.
Yeah.
Probably about the same here.
I think the game is a solid 7. It's very, very rough around the edges, but then again, what Suda51 game isn't, really? That's not to say it's a bad thing, it's just to say it's not like AAA, and honestly, I don't think he ever sets out to make a kind of AAA game. He makes exactly the game he wants to make, with, all the warts included, as it were.
Can we stop using AAA as essentially a synonym for well put together? Because at this point in the industry, that is hardly the truth.
Yeah, well...
we can't say that anymore. It's AAA game, so well made. No, they're not. They are just as shitty, if not worse made, than the indie games that are being held together with fucking tape.
This is true, but don't forget, well... Maybe not you, since you're slightly younger, but definitely Helldragon and I. We were gaming at a time when AAA meant something, It meant big cinematic type games, say Mario Galaxy, which were polished to perfection. Not the stuff that's rushed out nowadays and is patched through DLC and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Well, even back then, when you and I were growing up, when we were playing on stuff like Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, teams were smaller, the whole niche was smaller. I mean, it was still profitable, obviously, but it was nowhere near the level that it is today. So even back then, a lot of people have that nostalgia for those kind of games. I can see why, because it's not just because of a childhood thing, it's because back then, it felt more intimate, Nowadays, when you get AAA, it's mass-produced crap. I'm sorry, but... I mean, there's definitely some good stuff there, but back then, the teams were smaller, people were more dedicated. That's how it felt, at least.
I think you just have to be more savvy nowadays. There's plenty of well-made AAA games, but you get, so many duds that come along that you kind of have to sift through the shit, as it were. What the fuck is happening here?
So this is the particular mission that I always go for. It's called Extreme Fight. It's basically a replica of, one of the earlier assassination gigs that you can do, but it's upside down, and because it's upside down, you get more money for completing it.
Huh?
So, yeah, it's very little effort for actually quite a lot of money. So you can just kind of drive here, do this, drive back, you're pretty much sorted.
So if the formula is upside down equals more money, does that mean astronauts are the most wealthy people in the world?
We got those book signings.
Yeah. You know, Buzz Aldrin, he just throws like gold bars at people when he gets annoyed.
Or he just punches them in the face, because it is I love the gifs where it just shows Buzz Aldrin punching, like, moon landing deniers just in the fucking face, because that dude is old, so punching people will hurt him more than it hurts them, but that man has pride.
My question is, since it's upside down, are the finishers, are those reverse too, like the directions you have to swing?
Oh, like if you do, if it shows down, you need to do up.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that you just go in the direction that it tells you to. I could be wrong on that. It's been quite a long time since I recorded this footage, so I can't quite remember, but
At least
it's easy
2
to figure
weeks.
out. Oh, it's been more than 2 weeks since I've recorded this footage.
I do like how on the job listing for this, the reward is, and I quote, a secret.
Ooh. I love to get paid in secrets.
Also, is that the only assassination gig, like, that we're gonna see at all?
It's the only assassination gig that you're going to see in the story. I am doing this, like, 2 extra parts which show all of the assassination gigs in the game.
Because my big question is, are we going to get the pizza butt line?
Ah, yes.
Yes, we are going to see the pizza butt line, but not in the story part of the playthrough.
Yeah.
Post-game content, or post-playthrough content, I should say.
Well, that's an incentive to come back, isn't it?
Yeah, like, comment. Oh, so I can't even fucking finish that sentence.
5 stars.
Oh, man, now you're really taking it, man.
It's insane to think that that was only like 10 years ago.
Well, YouTube has changed dramatically in the past, well, week, I should say. They're always updating their crap. Let me just bite the hand that feeds me, why don't I?
You wanna know what would have been nice in this game? Weather.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been just a little touch, but it would have been kind of neato to see. Even though I doubt it rains in California, ever.
I was about to say it's always sunny here. I mean, you know, you could have a bit of rain, a bit of snow, even, and actually that could make for some good, like, boss potential things, but, and I'm not Suda51, I don't get to program games.
I mean, it would make for epic bosses, because Lollipop Chainsaw, I'm pretty sure, has at least one boss fight, which is like raining and thunder everywhere. It's
Oh
glorious.
yeah, the fucking Norse Viking boss fight. So good.
I know, I kind of like the constant sun that's in this game. It provides that necessary contrast for all the, since the game's very comic book, it's very bright, it's very bloody, and it kind of helps set the mood, I think.
Gotta dress to impress, I guess.
Gotta put on my Game Grumps shirt.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Available now at your local internets. Now, just before this particular scene ends, I will say this was originally part 7, titled Assassination Gig. It was 9 minutes long, and I'm not putting up a video under 10 minutes. Sorry, Richie, you can do what you like on your channel, but this is HFC. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do part 7 and part 8 in the same video. So in roughly about 23 seconds time, it's going to fade out, and then it will fade back in, and we will go fight an assassin. So I guess we'll be back in a minute. Or a moment. Hey guys, and welcome back to the same video, I guess. We're going to go fight Ranking Battle 6 now, and I have a feeling it's going to be an explosive time. What say you, Richie?
Oh, it is indeed going to be very explosive. I think we need to pull the pin on this one.
Ah.
Is that a hint as towards the boss's gimmick? I sure hope so! God, that's about as subtle as the fucking crotch rocket he's driving right now.
I wonder if they made it ever, like a life-sized replica of the Slep Tiger. Like, you know someone would buy that. I wouldn't be surprised if Suda51 drives that to all his business meetings.
I'd say that would be pretty amazing if he did.
Oh, pin. Okay, I get it now.
You have an overwhelming hatred for trees, don't you, Richie?
Well, no, I like trees. Anybody who watched the Luigi's Mansion 2 commentary should know I like trees. I also speak about it in numerous walkthroughs and playthroughs I do. It's just that it's so fun to mow them down in this game that it's just like, well, why not?
Me? You serious?
Travis, you know this is a trap. Come on.
I thought you'd never ask.
No, I believe this is fan service.
This is most definitely pan service.
Whatever happened to look, don't touch, especially against who is essentially your boss?
I mean, I was gonna say, she's his employer, so, professional.
No, Travis, don't do that. It's just so creepy.
Yeah, the model work doesn't really add much to this scene. It doesn't help it.
What can we say except Travis is being a perv? He's being allowed to be a perv, but he is a perv all the same.
And go get him.
Yes, Your Highness.
Mutters bitch under his breath. He does not like Sylvia. I think this is more apparent in the second game, though.
No, he does like Sylvia. He likes Sylvia quite a lot. I mean, he kind of definitely wants to get in on that. It's just that because of what happens throughout the game, his opinion of her drastically changes come the sequel.
Yeah, sorry, I just can't imagine, like, someone as posh as you, Richie, saying, "Oh, he want to get in on that ass!"
I'm not that posh. It's just it's university. It's changed my accent.
I'm not unproud of that.
Is this a Normandy reference?
Oh, what, with the beaches and stuff?
Yeah, I'm starting to realize this is one gigantic Normandy reference, isn't it?
We will assassinate them on the beach, and so on and so forth.
Gosh.
I wonder which one of these is Private Ryan.
Well, not him, he certainly wasn't saved. Did you just summon those guys by doing a roundhouse kick?
No, they just decide they're going to come out of the sand when you get so far down this end of the beach, basically.
It is cool how, like, each mook has their own way of just, like, jumping in. I think them coming out of the sand works the best here.
Although I have to say, it's kind of physically impossible to do that. Like, you can fall into the sand and get covered in sand, but because of the way kind of matter and stuff works, you're going to get stuck.
Obviously, you've never seen Iggy and the Fall going at it with some enemy stand user.
Okay, well that's just cheating, though.
So, Mexi, what do you remember most about this particular assassination gig?
Well, actually, this particular assassin, not all that much, except obviously her fight and the cutscene afterwards, but this beach area was definitely one of the areas I would hit up to grind. I'm not sure what it was. I think it was just because it's a smaller area and it's very linear, so I was pretty much just running straight up and down the beach, killing and raising money. So I remember the beach, but not really so much this particular gig or this rank fight.
It kind of mimics real life because, well, I haven't been to a real beach in a while, obviously. Too busy doing Let's Plays and the like, but you will always see some guy with, like, a metal detector going up and down, looking for, like, lost treasures and the like.
It's funny you actually mentioned metal detectors, because that is what forms one of the side jobs. Kind of dowsing the entire beach for mines.
I think that was another one I did too. I don't know why. I did a lot of the side jobs and little money raising quest thingies on the beach.
Well, it's a nice area, you know, just to look at. Aesthetically, I've got to get in my aesthetically quota for the week, so there you go. But, I don't know, it's just nice, I guess. What more do you need?
It doesn't help that there's a minefield here, though, so rather than not get exploded, if that's alright by you.
Oh, does that come into effect here and the minigame?
Yes, it does, actually.
Oh, Jesus.
Also, there is the Anarchy of the Galaxy in the Galaxy that I actually just got. Not going to use it, because as I said, I wanted the money. But it is basically a screen nuke.
Just imagine everything exploding and the frame rate going to crap. There you go. There's your Anarchy in the Galaxy thing.
That's PAL for you.
Oh no, I think it'd do it in the American version as well.
It doesn't.
Oh, just let me have my joke, come on.
I always like to say to Helldragon that PAL is the most ironically named format ever, because back in the 90s it was anything but oh my god, look at that fucking thing spinning around. Frame rate 5. So, gimmick for this, kill people, and the thing stops being electrified so you can take it down?
Pretty much, yes. There's an extra little gimmick in the minefield. Basically, if you look at the map, you can actually see where the mines are. If you run over one of them, it will explode and hurt you.
Oh, damn.
So don't do that. So it's basically a case of avoid the mines. Obviously, I basically never really look at the mini-map, so that's why I got myself screwed over so badly there. But that is the way that you're going to get through this alive.
Yeah, I think Travis has missed a trick here. He kind of came in at the wrong end of the beach. I mean, the stairs right there. He could have come down and saved himself like 5 minutes worth of fighting.
But then Sylvia told him to go to that end of the beach. That was the entry point of the mission. And she was there, so if he hadn't gone there, he wouldn't have got to kind of oil her up.
Logic. Always ruins my little, like, spiels and the like.
Yeah, logic really ruins the magic laser sword assassin comic book game.
So the little soldier guys coming out of the sand is so badly animated. It kind of reminds me of that scene in Toy Story when all the toys revolt against Sid, and they all rise out of the sandbox.
Oh, that's such a good scene. Also, I have no idea how I missed this guy. He was just kind of sitting back here, he didn't even want to get into a fight, he just thought, no, I'll hang back and then he's going to have to try and find me so that he can get through.
Yeah, he was just like protecting himself, as was this guy. You ran at him with the laser sword, but oh no, he's tied to the gimmick, so he has to die.
Now, he's super camouflaged, you see, because the ink lines on him are so thick like everything else in this game.
Like they're wearing military-grade uniforms, so it's performing its job.
Also, those guns are pretty much the entire reason that gun enemies are the devil in No More Heroes. Because they just sap your battery energy like there is no tomorrow, and then you get to the point where you need to recharge, and because they've pretty much done shooting at you at that point, they've recharged and started shooting at you again. And it's just like, stop, please, for the love of God!
Stop shooting at me.
It gets way worse in the sequel because you have a segment, well, I think it's about 2 levels where you play as Shinobu.
Ugh.
And you have gun enemies there. And basically, what they yell at you every single time they shoot at you is, you getting your jollies? You getting your jollies? You getting your jollies?
Troubles with the jollies, eh?
It's just... oh, it just ruins your mind.
Shinobu and another character who I guess we'll meet at the end of this game, they control not as well as Travis, to put it bluntly, so I always just found it kind of boring to switch to them. If they controlled a bit more fluidly, I wouldn't mind. But Suda, for whatever reason, felt the need to turn Shinobu's things into a platforming sequence with very clunky platforming, and it just doesn't work very well.
It's even worse considering the fact that her first boss is all about the platforming as well, and he shoots, and it's just like, why, Suda, why?
Yeah, slight spoiler. Million gunmen.
Oh, I thought it was Dr. Peace. Again.
Yeah, as a roboticized Dr. Peace, he's giving it the Destroy Man treatment. God, how long is this beach? It feels like we've been battling for hours.
It's surprisingly long once you kind of had to fight on it for a ridiculous amount of time.
Perhaps it is a subtle reference to the actual Normandy invasion, as we mentioned earlier. Or I'm just pulling shit out of my ass, which is probably more likely.
Man, you've just like picked a point in history and you're just gonna drive that point home till the end of the episode, aren't you?
If you don't remember history, you're doomed to repeat it. I'm doing you guys a favor.
And you have a terrible memory, that's why you're doomed to repeat it.
I really wouldn't put it past Suda to be a fan of Saving Private Ryan. I mean, when every building in Santa destroys from a movie, you know what? I'm convinced that this is probably a Saving Private Ryan reference as well.
I still haven't seen that. I finally got around to watching The Godfather 1 and 2. I haven't seen 3 since I've heard less than flattering things about it, but such a pleb when it comes to like old classic movies like Saving Private Ryan and the like.
Don't worry, I am too. It's like, I call myself a sort of film buff, and yet there's like all these classic films that it's just like, nope, haven't gotten around to seeing yet. I feel bad.
Man, Travis is just fate's bitch, really.
Well, of course, the game hates him.
Oh.
The game should. He's a terrible person.
It's very true.
Alright, lay it on us, Sylvia.
Travis, hello? The secret beach is up ahead.
Ooh, a secret beach. See, I told you I love being paid in secrets.
And you'll be number 6. Ooh.
I have to say, it's not all that secret, because you get up to the top of these stairs here, it's literally just straight ahead, and it's just like, oh, I could have just gotten there anyway.
She means it's a secret to the tourists, alright? If you're a local, then obviously you know all about the beach and how it's superior, but...
So, is she ever gonna... I'm gonna, like, predict a bit here. Is she gonna make a joke about Travis becoming number 2 later on? She is, isn't she?
Richie, what say you to that?
I don't think so at all, actually.
That doesn't really sound like a Suda thing. Like, he can be very crude and immature, but piss and shit jokes, not so much.
You could be subtle about a number 2 joke, it's possible.
It's shit literally coming out of your ass. There's nothing subtle about it.
Well, obviously you haven't written much before, have you?
Yeah, Suda's thing is dick jokes, panties.
Oh, but shit jokes completely out of bounds, right? Come on.
Yeah, actually it is for him.
Now, this is a really, really evil trading card spot. It's like, you probably wouldn't even guess that you could walk up here, but no, you can. And they hid a trading card right at the end, and by the time you've gotten down to the bottom of where you might be able to actually see it, it's too late.
It just reminds me, like, getting all these trading cards, of trying to find, the trading cards in The Simpsons Hit and Run. I found all of them, except for the last one on the very first level, and it was in someone's backyard, and I just never thought to look there. Yeah, I probably should have consulted an FAQ sooner, I guess.
Probably would have been a good idea. It's what I do.
Yes, you do, Richie. Yes, you do.
So he doesn't wipe, that's a good sign.
He's an assassin. He's already dirty enough. Giant exclamation mark for the secret beach.
Again, it's just if you're local you can see the exclamation mark.
It's not a fucking stand, alright? If you're not a local, you just see nothing or anything.
Not everything has to be a stand, bro.
Are you sure about that?
I was gonna say, yeah, just ask Helldragon.
Do you like fighting?
No, I love it.
Yep.
Do you like...
Tom, I think you have slightly too much in common with Travis there. You responded to exactly the same, roughly exactly the same thing at exactly the same time.
They're not real. I feel no sympathy or empathy for these digital caricatures of actual human beings.
Death. Never crossed my mind.
She's a cyborg!
Death is the only
Well,
truth.
not exactly.
No, I know what's going on, I bet. I can kind of guess with the landmines and everything, things like that. Just still.
Everything, especially killing. That's a bad habit among smart little girls these
But
days.
the thing with Holly Summers here that's actually really quite cool is that she's actually a model. So she's a model and she has a prosthetic limb, which is actually surprisingly progressive for a game like this.
Yes, the game that involves oiling up your employer has a handicap model, and that thus saves it completely and makes it wholly progressive.
Oh, okay, Richie, lay this gimmick on us.
Well, you're actually about to see the gimmick in a moment here, because you start the fight, things look okay, but then this happens.
Oh, she's an antlion.
It's a Team Rocket trap.
Let's see you get out of this predicament.
No problem. You'll see.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. And Travis died, the end.
The end. Game over.
A sad truth. Good night, my sweet
So
son.
Holly is also voiced by, I'm gonna mess up her middle name, but it's Kim May Guess.
Thought it was
Which
mine.
Kim Mai Guess? Yeah, I guess figured. Thing she is most famous for also doing is she is Mei Ling in the Metal Gear Solid games.
Which one, though? The original or the more... I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. So, yeah, that's the big thing with the Twin Snakes remake was that May and the Dr. Chick, they both had their accents removed, but it's actually the same voice actress. So Mei Ling with accent and Mei Ling without accent was the exact same person. They just told her to not ham it up.
Okay.
They did the same thing with Naomi's voice actress. They were like, can you just not do the fake British accent? And then all it did was make her sound super bored the whole game.
What's also awesome is that she's the voice of Etna in the Disgaea series, which is glorious.
Besides the whole gimmick, we've got missiles, she throws grenades, obviously. Richie, I'm going to ask you a personal question here. On the scale of 1 to 10 of how difficult this fight can be, where would you rank it?
It depends on what you find more difficult. In terms of what she actually does, she's surprisingly easy, in that it's easy to dodge that dust attack, it's quite easy to dodge out of the way of her spade. The worst attack is the missile one that she shoots. It's also quite easy to get out of these. But the fact that it's so easy to fall into the pits and then have to waggle out, and the fact that the missiles are quite hard to dodge, it can become a very long, very tedious battle. And because it lasts quite a lot longer than probably most of the other fights up until this point, it's therefore quite difficult.
And also, you're using the best katana in the game, so just imagine if you were using one that was like half as strong as this, it would take like twice as long.
Oh, definitely. I have to say, I do struggle with the Holly Summers fights. Cause,
do you struggle desperately, though?
well, of course, it's the only way to struggle.
See, I love me a character that's very projectile heavy, yet also maintains great stage control. So, I approve of Holly Summers here.
I bet you do.
Buffed up second and third hit. Ah!
I agree with you though, Richie. I felt this fight was just a lot of busy work, more than actual challenge. I mean, her missiles aren't exactly hard to dodge, and her spade is telegraphed really heavily, so you just gotta be patient, I guess.
Pretty much, yeah.
Shame she doesn't try to bounce on you with that shovel, though.
Yeah, I'm fixing to say I'm getting like a Order of No Quarter vibe with this person.
Now, something that I feel I should probably bring up now, because it kind of has to be on one of the female bosses anyway. So, when they released No More Heroes, Heroes Paradise, they added an extra mode called Very Sweet.
Okay.
And what they did in it was that they changed the clothing of all of the female characters in the game, bar one, and made them more revealing, and essentially, the only way I can describe it is sluttier. So, they removed, like, Holly Summers' holsters and all of that, so she's basically just in a bra and pants.
Okay.
And it's blue instead of green for some bizarre reason.
That's the secret of the hero's paradise, I guess.
I still cannot believe that they decided they wanted to include perv mode. Okay.
Yeah, it's also the fact that they've got a model viewer in that, and I'm pretty sure that you can view some of the models quite up close.
Right, well, that's not like a new thing to video games. I'm sure it's prevalent in some of the Metal Gear games. The one that comes to my mind is Metal Gear Solid 4. I think there's like a photo viewer mode in that. But it's not so much that I don't like that they did that. It's like, I don't really give a shit. You know, it's not my problem. It's it kind of takes away from Suda's more subtle side. Like, instead of teasing you with the cake, he just gives you the cake. You know what I mean?
Exactly, I mean, it's the same problem that No More Heroes 2 has with its kind of more raunchy side, is that this game teases you with camera angles and shows some bits but not others, whereas the sequel just gives you boobs and crotch in your face.
Just goes right to the money, sure.
Yeah, I have to admire, Suda's restraint in this game. I mean, certainly he had many opportunities to kind of just go all in, but he pulls it back, and I can respect that.
I do like, though, that instead of, like, having that restraint with the sexuality in the game, it didn't really extend to the violence, though. He knew what he wanted to go all out with, and so, like I said, it's not that he holds back with everything. He knows when and where to hold back to. That's also what's really good about his design.
Nicely done, Richie.
Thank you very much. That was not an easy fight, let's put it that way.
What is this?
And now we actually get one of the most philosophical end cutscenes for a boss. It's actually quite touching.
It's symbolic.
If you can't kill a woman, you are less than a thug. You will never make it to the top.
It's also cool because Holly Summers actually calls Travis out on the fact that he can't kill a woman. And this basically acts as a turning point around which Travis's character pivots for this game, which is, it's good writing, really.
He loses his hypocritical streak, then.
In a way, yes.
By which I mean, he always says he loves killing, but he only goes halfway on that, so he's being fake.
Partially, yes.
Hold up.
Academics like to fantasize too, you know.
Wait! Number 6! No!
Jesus fucking Christ.
Aw, that PAL editing. Her head's still there.
So it's like Tom and Jerry, she's completely fine.
Yeah, her cigar just blew up.
Shame you.
What it is in the American version is
Not a very
you've got everything that's blacks and grey missing, but like half of her top torso is also missing, so he's basically cuddling a stump.
Ugh.
Oh, man.
It is disturbing, pathetic, gross, and yeah.
Holly Summers, born in...
No. Just her name.
Yeah, because he said when she killed herself, just number 6, so it also shows how impersonal the assassination rank fights are. Like, you don't even know. You just know that you're there to kill somebody, you don't give a fuck, and whatever Travis knows is whatever those characters reveal.
Also, it seems like he learned a thing or two from Destroy Man, even if Destroy Man was just dicking with him at the time. You know, that whole shake hands, we must be respectful before and after the fight.
Nah, don't do that. Just kill them.
I'm probably just reading far too much into this.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about with earlier, and I think Mexi mentioned it as well, with something a little more happening with the corpse of an assassin after they've been killed, because Travis actually helped bury her, which is quite nice.
He could have done a bit more of a careful job than just hocking the body into the pit.
Hey, one thing at a time, alright?
Baby steps. Travis is taking very small baby steps.
Man, we are just like moving on up these ranks.
There's only 10 of them.
Nice round number is 10, it's psychologically satisfying. Okay, time to awkwardly sign off, so we shall see you next time for a bit more of No More Heroes. See you then.